Amen Corner, to name a few. Turning left up Bridge Street, we have Inverness High Street ahead of us, and on the right, the newly refurbished Town House, the centre of local civic life, built in both Gothic and baronial style in 1876, and is open to the public. Worth a visit to see the magnificent chandeliers. Opposite diagonally is the steeple, all that is left of the borough buildings, which consisted of toll booth, court and jail, and serves today the citizens of Inverness by keeping them in time. Proceeding to the right, we dip down to an area of Inverness known as the Hall, at one time an area of works and a brewery, and today the Hall is a market area to some activity, or just to relax in the lovely garden around the Turn left over the Ness Bridge and left again along Ness Walk, an area of the city famed for its excellent restaurants, Rockpool, Drive, Burgers, the Kitchen and Riverhead, to name a few, all serving the best Highland produce. On our right is St Andrew's Cathedral. St Andrew also happens to be the patron saint of Scotland. Very fitting for such a magnificent building, built in 1869 and holding such a prime site and a place of worship for Scottish Episcopalians. There are 29 locks, 4 aqueducts, 11 bridges, and some of Scotland's most spectacular scenery. To our right is the King's Club Golf Course, and on the hill
Ooh. Oh, flood of Scotland, when will we see your lights again? To fall and die for your wee Battle and Glen that stood against them. 'Twere Edward's army and sent them homeward to think again. So this is Doc Garrock, and zoom out a wee bit. You can actually, that's one of the pickup points on the Jacobite cruise. So the Jacobite cruise does go up and down Loch Ness. So you really want to get the opportunity to see Nessie, you can get on these cruise ships. Highly recommend it, especially the one from the Clansman further on that takes you to Ucker Castle, and the view coming into the castle from the boat is pretty spectacular. So I seem to be stopped here for a few minutes, so I'll tell you a wee bit about Loch Ness Monster. Well, talk about Loch Ness, so Loch Ness is the biggest volume of water of any lake or loch in the United Kingdom. In fact, you put all the lakes in England and Wales together, it still wouldn't fill up Loch Ness. It's 23.5 miles long. Its deepest point is about by Ucker Bay, where the Ucker Castle is. That is about over 700 meters long, deep, so quite deep that. As also its widest point as well. The water is quite peated below it, so the soil is quite dark. So anything below 10 meters is pretty much no visibility. Biggest attraction in Loch Ness is obviously the monster. The first known story of the monster being heard about was around the 6th AD, when St. Columbus had his boat on the other side of the loch. So being the kind man he is, he got his servant to swim across the loch to grab his boat. Well, halfway across, the servant swimming across the loch, this huge monster rose from the shore and he growled, "I am Nessie, I am going to eat you." The man, frozen in fear, petrified, he closed his eyes knowing that this is his final seconds on earth, as about to be eaten by this hungry monster. St. Columbus saw what was happening. He picked up his religious cross thing and did some religious shit, and then the monster then descended back into the loch, and this man was saved. The Loch Ness Monster became a bit more prominent 100 years ago, in the 1920s, when Mrs. Mackay, the landlord of the Drummerdocket Bar, which is about 5 miles from here, was one day down by the loch and she saw this monster, and she told the local press, Inverness Courier, who ran that story. And ever since then, the story and the mythology of the Loch Ness Monster has grown and grown to present day. There's been over about 1,100 sightings, recorded sightings of the Loch Ness Monster. The most famous photograph, the sturgeon photograph, has been deemed to be a hoax. We're on the way now. However, there's been so many sightings that people do believe there's something in there. So, we'll now go back to Inverness apparently. So this is only as far as this takes you. So we actually don't go down to Loch Ness because that's still the River Ness and Loch Duckfur. So to go further down to Loch Ness would be going down that road, but we're now going back to Inverness. And it's sun's coming out, thank God. It was raining there, not raining but drizzle, but it is quite windy being the top deck here. Quite strong anyway. between the River Ness, through the heart of the city, so quite similar to well, all the cities there. That actually is, Inverness actually is, in English, means the mouth of the river. It's like Inver being the gallop of the mouth of the river. Northern city in Scotland. It got city status in 2000. Millennium celebrations. I can't see now because I've got long hair, if you don't know, and the hair's my eyes and my mouth. Ugh. Ugh. Pretty sore and attractive right now. So Inverness was the 5th city at the time in Scotland. It is also the fastest growing city in Europe. It's just like on the outskirts of it, there's this constant housing schemes being built. It's currently about 70,000 people live in the Inverness area overall, which is nearly a double the population. 40,000 people. No, I'll go back on this side actually. Oh, the sun's coming out. Ugh. That's our hill up there. It's a great place, some great views of Inverness and the surrounding area actually. So you mentioned the Keswick Bridge. So this was built, we'll come to view in a few moments once the driver starts moving. So the Keswick Bridge actually was built around 1982. It was opened by who was then the Queen Mother. And it was a project they had to link all the first with bridges and all that. So there's 3 bridges in total. There was the Keswick Bridge, and that was to link sort of North Scotland together via a road network which is now classified as the A9. Before that, North Keswick and South Keswick had a ferry back and forth. The other way to get from North Keswick to South Keswick was to do a long route round via Bewley and Conan Bridge, which would be quite a drive, but sounds would be quicker doing that way than waiting for the ferry, because the ferry would have a backlog of people waiting to go on and off it. So the name Keswick is a bit, again, go back to our Pictish history. It came from the patron saint, the first patron saint of Scotland, which was Saint Keswick, who was an Irish saint, spelled Kessog. Let's see if we can get the bridge. Just a wee bit of the bridge there. Let's see if we can zoom in actually. So
cross the Caledonian Canal here at Muirton Basin with the staircase of locks to your right and proceed along Telford Street, called after the great engineer himself, Thomas Telford. Over the Friars Bridge, which crosses the River Ness on its journey to the sea, exiting outside Inverness Harbour into the Pewley Firth.
Yeah, so saying like the Keswick is named after the first patron saint of Scotland. So everyone thought that was St Andrew. He is the one that's currently now patron saint, but it's actually St Keswick for about 400 years. I don't know why that's a quote there. Or there. I don't know why they named that area after St Keswick, because there's no history ever was associated with the Highlands. Actually, he was more prominent in the Loch Lomond, the Loch Lomond area, and like sort of Perthshire, which is nowhere near Inverness. So, but it's a nice name, and it's nice to recognise. There used to be as well like a boat back in the hundreds of years ago and all that. A boat from there to Tain, and their saint was Saint Duffic. So maybe a connection with that, I don't know. Anyone who knows that history can let me know, please do. But there's a lot of like, especially this part, a lot of like history with the Picts and the Pictish kings. Oh, caravan there. But as I said, we're now in Telford Street, named after Thomas Telford, who a big civil engineer back in the 1800s, who built dozens and dozens of roads and bridges all around Scotland. You could say he was responsible for actually building modern day Scotland. He's a very unsung hero, not really talked about a lot through nowadays, but you know your history of Scotland, he's definitely one of the most important figures in the last 200 years in Scottish history, and Scotland's a better off place with him and his work. This sightseeing bus tour is 24 hours, not 24 hours, but you can like sort of jump on it. I think it starts off at 10:15 to 4:15. There's like 7 stops, and you buy a £12 day ticket, and then you can basically jump on and off it. So I can go in again, to be fair, if I wanted to, like. Because I think I paid for the day, so it is quite good value for money and all that. You can then so you can go up to drop you off at Garrick, where we were for a few minutes there, and that actually takes you can get the Checkabout cruise, do that, come back to Inverness, and get on the bus again and all that. So for £12, it's quite good value for money actually. Great. It is good music. I think Scottish music is good. Especially the Carey music. In fact, the Carey King, Fergie MacDonald, actually sadly passed away the other day. Actually, he was shy of his 86th birthday, and he's known for being the sort of like godfather of Carey music and all that. So if you like this music, check out Fergie MacDonald. I think he's originally from Glasgow actually. Wasn't from the Highlands, but his music is absolutely banging. It inspired a lot of the bands in the past and present day now who play great Scottish Ceilidh tunes. So this is a come back in the set in Inverness. So to do a full loop of this, it's about an hour long. I don't think it's that bad actually. About 55 minutes. And as I said, you can jump on and off the bus at each stop, and like you would any sort of sightseeing bus and all that, and then you could jump on it again. As long as you get a QR code, just show to the is in Inverness. It's one to do for the day. There's a bridge over there now. I should have thought of that. So that's the bridge there. Rose Street parking. That's probably the big parking, multi-store parking, car park in Inverness. I've enjoyed this, but I'm quite happy to get off as well because someone give me a wave there. Because it is bloody Baltic. Yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this. I may do another one later on. Gonna go home now and have a hot chocolate, I think. Maybe a whiskey actually, because I am off today, I'm actually off this weekend. That is now back at our starting point at Inverness. Oh, it's about to start raining again as well, so that is quite good timing to stop it right now. So
Finally, we arrive back at Inverness bus station.
yeah, just said
and
that.
trust you have enjoyed your city sightseeing tour with D&E coaches.
Okay, that's me, Julian Drasser.